Shizuoka Gym Rats of the ABA in an international contest. My name is Ken Buckner, the voice of your Hoyas. On behalf of the team, players, coaches, and staff, we thank you for joining here tonight and invite you to enjoy tonight's basketball contest both responsibly and respectively. Hoyas fans tip off at pre-game festivities just moments away, including starting lineups. But Hoyas basketball fans, on this most special of Valentine's weekends, in which we celebrate those closest to us, our franchise would like to appreciate and honor those closest to our hearts for their unwavering support through this entire inaugural season of your Hoyas. Ladies and gentlemen, the players would like to personally thank the following in attendance tonight. Number 5 guard Michael Blaylock would like to thank Tamika Jackson. Group awes are encouraged. Number 24 forward Alonzo Butler would like to thank Tashana Daniels. Forward number 39, Mr. Trevor Connor, would like to thank Kay Connor and Peggy Redmond. And a special presentation from Trevor to Kay, who has been a part and made every single game at home and on the road for the Garland Hoyas this season with a game jersey for Kay Connor. Number 15 forward Keenan Gaskin would like to thank LaToya Dunn. 21 guard Steve Johunkin, Brazen Johunkin. Point guard number 4, Mr. Rydell Shorter, would like to thank Jessica Gonzalez. Number 2, Kevin Thomas Sr. wants to show his appreciation to Shataria Sims. And our number 25 forward, LaDarren Williams, wants to show appreciation to Daisha Brock. And our videographer for the team, Mr. Ben Quan X, shows his appreciation to Octavia X this evening.
Where the flowers right here? Where's she at?
To all those tonight in attendance, we show our appreciation to you.
One more try.
And guard, Mr. Trey Fountain, to Quayla Diggs. A giant group hug from all of us here at the Garland Hoyas to all of you who have supported this team from the opening tip-off to tonight's game in inaugural season.
He said we ain't established like that, dog.
I'm recording.
Oh, man, no. Yeah, old school. Oh, yeah, old school. But you look like you almost there with me. I got 18 years. 18 years. far. You 6 years behind me.
58,
7
bro.
years.
58.
31.
58.
31.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you, both teams, to please rise, remove your hats, and in the spirit of tonight's international contest, in the respect of the prefect of Shizuoka, Japan, the namesake and origin of the visiting Shizuoka Gym Rats, we present Kimi ga Yo, the national anthem of Japan. Basketball! Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring you tonight's starting lineups. First, here are your starting five for the visiting Shizuoka Gym Rats. At point guard, number 13, Takuya Okada. At shooting guard, number 9, Leo Bando. At small forward, number 20, Ayumi Yamanashi. At power forward, number 21, Soma Yoshida. And starting at center, number 34, Sylvester Simple. The head coach of the Shizuoka Gym Rats is Takuya Okada. And now, here they are. Let's hear it for the starting lineup for your Garland Hoyas. Starting at point guard, at 6'1" out of South Garland High School, number 4, Rydell Shorter. Starting at shooting guard, out of the University of Oregon, standing at 6'4", number 55, Bruce Barron. At small forward, out of East Texas Baptist University, at 6'7", number 7, Melvin Allen. At power forward, at 6'8", out of Shriner University, number 39, Trevor Connor. And the big man at center, at 6'8", out of McNeese State University, number 11, Jarvis Bradley. The head coach of your Hoyas is Paul Parker. Ladies and gentlemen, basketball fans, let's hear it for your Garland Hoyas. Oh, yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, at this time before tip-off, we would like to give a special honor and recognition and appreciation to Miss Amy Suggs. Amy Suggs, currently fighting cancer valiantly and supporting her Garland Hoyas every single step of the way throughout this inaugural season. Amy, our hearts are with you, support behind you just as much as you have supported your Garland Hoyas. Hoyas fans, who's ready for your Garland Hoyas to take the courts? Let them hear from you. Sorry about the end. All right, here we go. We rolling? 3, 2. Will we welcome you tonight? Another great Garland Hoyas broadcast here tonight. An international affair. The Shizuoka Gym Rats of the ABA taking on the Garland Hoyas here at home. My name is Ken Buckner, the voice of the Garland Hoyas. We bring it to you from Forney, Texas, and the Forney Sports Complex just southeast of the Dallas Metroplex area. Should be a very interesting one with you tonight. I am Ken Buckner, the voice of your Garland Hoyas, alongside Ben Quan X working the video tonight. Whether you found us on the Garland Hoyas YouTube channel at garlandhoyas.com or however you may be enjoying tonight's broadcast, we thank you for being a part of it. Your officials for this evening, Emmanuel Burrell and Darius Caraway, as we get ready for tip-off here between the Shizuoka Gym Rats and the Garland Hoyas. Melvin Allen in the center circle for the Hoyas, and he goes up against Sylvester Simple, the starting center, and we got a false start to begin the game. We're going to get into this very, very interesting match between these two teams tonight, and it couldn't be more different as Melvin Allen takes the tip, goes to Bruce Barron underneath to Trevor Connor, who gets his first bucket of the game and his first start of the season as we are underway. Half court across the line, up the right wing. Shizuoka Gym Rats with the ball. A very technical team. Banda goes down to the corner to Simple. Simple has nowhere to go, tries to go over, backs, kicks it out, down to the left wing. Pausing back, slowing down the tempo. You're going to see a very methodical approach from the Gym Rats, who drive the lane and off the back glass. Beautiful move by the Gym Rats. Puts them on the board. We're at a 2-2 start. Yoshida with that beautiful drive down the lane. Jarvis Bradley with a beautiful shot. Does not go in. And the Gym Rats take it down. Working the ball to the right wing. Over back to the point. Underneath to the free throw line. That is blocked. Trevor Connor with the rebound. Gives it back. Gets it back in. Trevor Connor already with 2 baskets going into the early part of this game. 4-2. We just kicked it off here from the Forney Sports Complex here in Forney, Texas, where life is but a dream. 8:42 remaining here in the first. Leo kicks it over. From the right wing, thinks of it, takes a shot. Thinks better of it. Looking for somewhere to go with the ball. Gets it in underneath and draws the foul. Both Trevor Connor and Jarvis Bradley were willing to take ownership, but Trevor Connor will be saddled with his first penalty on the game. Trevor Connor, normally wearing number 39, sporting the number 13 tonight, defying all sorts of superstitions, saying it's going to be lucky on this Friday for him. Puts Soma to the line to shoot 2. He makes his first. Trying to draw it even. 8.5 remaining here in the first. Good on both free throws. We're tied at 4. Rydell Shorter getting the start today. He takes it all the way. Beautiful over the shoulder pass to Jarvis Bradley. Jarvis looked back to him and said, whoa, overshoots it. Undershoots that one. Shorter kicks it over to Melvin Allen, who's wide open, takes the shot off the front of the rim. Simple with the rebound. And it's going to be Gym Rats' ball. Gym Rats certainly working on their stamina portion this week. This is their 4th game this week alone. We'll get more into how they are truly a traveling team throughout the broadcast today as he misses that shot from the left wing. Melvin Allen on the rebound. Bruce Barron takes it over. Back to Allen down on the post. Double team defense. Kicks it out. Trevor Connor fakes a shot from behind the 3. Bounce pass underneath to Jarvis Bradley. Kisses it off the glass. That one's in. Doing a little more full court press here as we go further into the first period. Okada driving the baseline, has nowhere to go, picks up the foul, Bruce Barron. And that'll be his first. Takuya Okada there. Picks up the foul. Okada, 5'11" guard. coming in at 180 on the sheet. Fascinating figure. He's a big deal in Japan. So we want to thank all the viewers of this Garland Hoyas broadcast that are going to be watching overseas. Okada from behind three, no good on that. Bruce Barron, it is a 1-on-3. He pulls it up, waits. Rydell Shorter from behind the three, fakes the shot. He drives the lane, splits in the air, and right now finger rolls it in. Pass by the Gym Rats in transition goes out of bounds. Takuya cannot bring it in. 8-4 Garland lead here with 6:56 remaining in the first quarter. Been a pretty even start measured by both teams. Bruce Barron from behind the line, air ball on that one. Trevor Connor, as it looked like there was no hope of that staying in, gets it back, and that goes to Jarvis Bradley underneath, who gets the points. Long pass, drives along the baseline, off the backboard, and they're going to call a foul on that. Goaltending the call. Some heavy debate by head coach Paul Parker on the merits of that call. Slapped the backboard, and that's what did it. Rydell Shorter along the baseline drives the lane. Doesn't get the shot, but he gets the foul. That'll send Rydell to the line. Rydell once again starting for the Hoyas. An excellent distributor of the ball. Rydell has just simply shown he is an assist machine so far in this season for the Hoyas. Garland in their inaugural season, of course, as we said, fresh off a very successful regular season campaign in the New Era Basketball Association. They went 4-2, secured the second best record in the league as the Gym Rats make their first substitution in the game. Dante Smith comes in for Simple at center. Shorter makes a second. 11-6 Garland lead. 6:18 and ticking here in the first. Can't maintain possession of the ball, and it's going to be all Bruce Barron, who jams it home. And that's going to cause a timeout on behalf of the Shizuoka Gym Rats. 6:09 remaining here in the first quarter. 13-6 Garland Hoyas. Off to a fast start, as they are prone to do. An international affair tonight as we are here in Forney, Texas. The Shizuoka Gym Rats of the ABA. Its roots are in the city of Shizuoka, Japan. They are a traveling team of the ABA, which means they have no home court at any point throughout the season. They constantly travel literally from coast to coast, border to border, playing teams within the ABA and then other teams in other leagues, such as the Garland Hoyas tonight. Thousands of miles on the bus, on the road. Their head coach, part owner, starting point guard tonight, and bus driver is Takuya Okada, number 13 on your screen. They dish the ball underneath. It is slapped away by Melvin Allen. They retain possession. Kicks it out, no-look pass behind the three-point line on the right wing. No good. Get their own rebound. And he passes that errant pass straight to Jarvis Bradley, who gets it to Bruce Barron. Alley-oop to Melvin Allen. Serving, helping. He'll take seconds for that. Woo! 15-6 Garland Hoyas with 5.5 remaining. Takuya, long pass to the left wing. They try to work it underneath. It is Smith on the fadeaway, clanks off the front of the rim, and Jarvis Bradley with the rebound. Traveling up the left side, Rydell Shorter, stutter steps underneath. Great move, no payoff. Gets a hip check, and that gets a foul. Talking to head coach Paul Parker before the game. Calls them one of the most fundamental teams that they will play all season, period. Talking about the Gym Rats of Shizuoka. Under the guidance of Takuya Okada, a very, very technical, schematic formation-minded team. Smith driving the lane on Trevor Connor. That goes off the back iron, no good. Rebound by Bruce Barron, and he's going to take it up the left side, all the way behind the arc to Trevor Connor. The big man for three, put him down for the trace. In the face of Rydell Shorter, they try to work it up to Smith. Fakes the drive down the lane. Correction, that goes to Smith from Simple. Tremont Haley, number 8, into the game. Long pass to Nakata. He swings it back along the baseline underneath. Haley is good from underneath the basket. 18-8, they've drawn within 10 with 4:15 remaining here in the first. Live from the Forney Sports Complex, just to the southeast of downtown Dallas. No good by Trevor Connor on that. Floats it in, rainbow, no good for Tremont Haley. And he wants him to work it down, Bruce Barron. Over to Melvin Allen. Takes a hop and makes it in. Forney known for the Jackrabbits, and right there, number 7, Melvin Allen, did a little hopping on his way to the basket. 20-8. Big dive by Bruce Barron on the way out. To no avail. As the Hoyas get their first substitution into the game. Going to be number 21 guard Steve Johunkin in for Barron, who's had a very, very enthusiastic start to the part of the game. Off the front of the rim, Haley is no good from behind the arc, but slams it down after the rebound. Dante Smith, the big man underneath. They've drawn within 10, 3:22 remaining here. Garland Hoyas 20, Shizuoka Gymrats 10. Rydell Shorter waiting for the play to develop. Over to Johunkin. On the left wing, underneath, beautiful pass. Melvin Allen doesn't get a chance to convert it. He's fouled on the play. As Simple comes back into the game. And he comes in for Okada. Shorter inbounding it from the baseline over to Connor. Connor from the left side, underneath, and nobody was there. I think he was waiting for Jarvis Bradley to move down on the low post. As the ball takes a trip to another zip code, we pause for the official to retrieve it. 3:04 remaining here in the first. 20-10, Garland Hoyas lead. Garland so far has not lost on home court. They're a tough team, period, but they are perfect 4-0 at home. And with the recent addition of number 0, Charlie Shorter, who has just entered the game and will take it up the court for the Hoyas. It's a tough task for any team to undertake to beat the Garland Hoyas. But the Gym Rats hope that they can make that happen. Long range shot, no good for Melvin Allen. Rebound by the Gym Rats. Underneath the Simple. Simple driving on Jarvis Bradley. Contact on the way up and no call. Jarvis Bradley left on the baseline, on the ground. They get 3 rebounds in the course of that. Get the foul on the way up, and Dante Smith will go to the line for an and one opportunity. 20-14 Garland with just over 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Into the game, Michael Blaylock and Alonzo Butler. He will spell Melvin Allen and Trevor Connor as Dante Smith tries to make this a three-point play. And he does. Draws within 5. Haven't been this close within the last 10 minutes. Over in the corner to Johunkin. Tries to pass it to Bradley, but hits the basket. Bradley does end up getting it. Alonzo Butler fighting for the rebound. He gets possession. Along the baseline, nowhere to go. Kicks it out to Johunkin. Over to Charlie Shorter, who rains it from 3. Nothing but net, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! 23-15, Garland Hoyas stretched the advantage. 134, Steve Johunkin stymies the Gym Rats. We have a camouflage effect on the jerseys for both teams. Garland Hoyas in their usual home solid black colors with red accents. The animal print along the back. Jarvis Bradley drives, hands it over to Butler, does his patented fadeaway. Faded a little too much for that. Running up the floor, Gym Rats tries to dish it on the baseline underneath. Doesn't connect, gets it over for the rebound, in and out for Smith. He claps his hands in just absolute disgust. Behind the back pass to Joe Hunkin, off the glass and in. Garland back on a run with under a minute remaining, 25-15 here in the first. Good game so far. Picks the pocket, Charlie Shorter. 2-on-1. Steve Joe Hunkin lays it in. And the Hoyas now on a run. Up the left side, dribble drive. And he gets the foul. Michael Blaylock will pick up his first. Shooting foul on Blaylock sends Tremont Haley to the line.
Blaylock, that was on you?
A brief explanation from Michael Blaylock on that. Saying Haley threw his body into him, and I blocked him. And that drew the whistle. It's all in the eye of the beholder. Haley sinks the second. 19 seconds remaining. 27-17, Garland Hoyas up by 10. Charlie Shorter stagger steps it up the court. Twist Barry Sanders-like on that. Gets a coverage mismatch. Does not connect on the pass. And that'll do it for the first quarter. 27-17. Garland Hoyas up on the Shizuoka Gym Rats. You're joining us here on the Garland Hoyas Broadcast Network. More on the way, live from the Forney Sports Complex in Forney, Texas. Second quarter kicking off, and we are underway here in Forney, Texas, the Forney Sports Complex. Shizuoka Gym Rats against the Garland Hoyas. Gym Rats lose the ball. Charlie Shorter bounce pass behind the back to Alonzo Butler. That was pretty. And Butler gets the foul. Foul on the Gym Rats, number 20, Ayumi Yamanashi. 27-17 as we stand here with just a couple of ticks within the first minute of the second quarter. As Alonzo Butler adds a point to that. Good on both from the charity stripe. 29-17, lead up to 12. Over to Haley, who drives the lane. Nowhere to go, but he gets the foul. Keenan Gaskin. So far, the Garland Hoyas have not only lived up to expectations, but have exceeded them with Coach Paul Parker's vision. Dominating wins throughout the season, standout performances by LaShawn Murphy, who is now over in Cazorla, Spain, starting at point guard for the team, plus also furthering the mission of that note of sending players to the next level of competition. It has been a successful season, to say the least, for the Garland Hoyas, but the playoffs for NEBA, the New Era Basketball Association, starting a week from tonight down in San Antonio. They will take on round one, the Austin Knights, who they split the season series with. That'll happen once again a week from tonight. Garland Hoyas extending their lead 31-19. 9:13 remaining here in the second quarter. Soma underneath. Goes to Smith. Tries to be a give and go, and it was a no-go. To Leo. Smith coming in for Haley for the Gym Rats. It's Michael Blaylock inbounds it. Charlie Shorter walking it up. Charlie Shorter, a mid-season acquisition. The brother of Rydell Shorter, who was the starter at point guard tonight. And we saw some heroics from Charlie in the last game as they played the San Antonio Kings. Some just poster-style dunks. Caught some amazing air. And a threat from downtown as well. Dishes the ball. He does it all. He's looking to do something right here as he drives the lane. Teardrop. Rolls off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound by Smith. And the Gym Rats running it up. Stop and pop. In and out. No good. That's a heartbreaker. Shorter takes it up the right side. Looking left. Over to Joe Hunkin. Dishes it off to Blaylock from behind. In the corner, no good. Rebound from Keenan Gaskin. Dishes it back over to Shorter. Joe Hunkin from downtown off the back iron. Rolls off. And that's a rebound for the Gym Rats. The starting point guard and head coach, also owner, Takuya Okada, the driving force behind this Shizuoka Gym Rat team. Barks out orders from the bench, and he's tired of barking. He wants to put some bite into it. Into the game, number 13, Takuya Okada. Okada, a fascinating figure. Certainly in the world of minor league basketball. As they try to do a give and go there, and it was nowhere to go. Possible travel. Nope. Pushing foul called on Charlie Shorter. And they're saying he was in the act of shooting, so that's in Soma to the line. Third foul already for Charlie Shorter. He's arguing the bookkeeping on that. Oh, gets the rebound and the tip in. And an extra point out of that measure. 31-22, Garland Hoyas. 7:52. We got a stoppage in play. Pushing foul on Dante Smith. That's in Shorter to the line. As we were saying about Takuya Okada, he founded the team, the Gym Rats. The basketball team originally out of Japan in the town of Shizuoka, a mountainous coastal city on the south border of Japan, an area that has been populated since prehistoric times. As Shorter as good as gone as second. It's right by the famous Mount Fuji, Japan's highest peak. Shizu means calm, Oka means hills. Shizuoka, calm hills. And with some calm and poise there, banks it off the glass. Soma's got 2 points. 33-24. Gym Rats have trimmed the lead down to single digits with 7:25 remaining on that no-go for the Hoyas. Over to Yomanashi, under to Smith. And he dunks that one in. Lays it in, rather. 7:10 remaining. 33-26, Garland Hoyas. Charlie Shorter sends up a prayer from behind the arc. Tough on the rebound. Ball flapped between a couple of players. That was between Dante Smith and Keenan Gaskin. And Keenan Gaskin got the business end of that. Tending to his eye, and there's going to be a stoppage of play. As Jarvis Bradley will come in and spell Keenan Gaskin. Inbounds to Joe Hunkin in the corner. Underneath to Bradley, it is slapped away by Smith. Fight for it out of bounds, and it's going to go to the way of the Gym Rats. Kevin Thomas comes into the game.
This first look at minutes as Kevin Blaylock goes out, Michael Blaylock goes out rather. Inbounds pass, long pass, and the big man from downtown. No, nothing but glass on that, but they get their own rebound. And the put in by Soma, who's putting together a nice little game so far. That'll coach Paul Parker. It'll cause him to say, whoa. Stoppage of time there and a timeout as he tries to regroup with 6:48 left here in the first half. And the Gym Rats have pulled within 5, 33-28. Head coach Paul Parker going into tonight's game told me that the Gym Rats remind him an awful lot of the San Antonio Spurs in the regards that they are extremely fundamentally sound. And you will see that from the plays that they run, the discipline that they have. They are a very tactical, schematic team, and there are a lot of reasons for that. And they all go back to anything that you look at the Gym Rats about. Takuya Okada, who's a bit of a star in the Japanese basketball world, even has his own DVDs on how to play, instructional videos for basketball in Japan. As Kevin Thomas goes from downtown, no good on that off the front of the rim. Rebound underneath by LaDarren Williams, no go by Jarvis Bradley, and the give from the free throw line. And that goes right back to the Gym Rats, who are on a bit of a run right now. Okada barking out the calls, setting the team underneath. It is Smith against Bradley. No go on that shot, but he gets a rebound. Heavily contested. They are massively out-rebounding the Garland Hoyas right now. As in defiance, Jarvis Bradley knocks that ball away. That's going to be a foul on Kevin Thomas. As the Garland Hoyas are starting to amount quite a few fouls here in the first half. 33-28 with 6 minutes even left here in the first half. Charlie Shorter spinning around. Over to Joe Hunkin. Back to Shorter from the point, fakes the shot. It goes to Thomas from the left wing. No good. The Garland Hoyas cannot buy a bucket in the last 5 minutes. Charlie Shorter looks for a pass. No, he goes to Hunkin down the baseline. Can't make it off the glass, and that goes right back to the Gym Rats. Errant pass, it was tipped. And it goes to Jahunkin. Foul on number 13, Takuya Okada. Another couple of substitutions for the Gym Rats. Tremont Haley back into for the Hoyas. Bruce Barron comes back in, and Rydell Shorter. The Gym Rats overseas have an extensive youth program, 8,000 plus enrolled. So big it has traveled over here to the States. Devin Harris of the Mavericks participated in it, instruction last December. This team's getting a lot of attention too. Just a couple of weeks ago, scrimmaged against the Magic Johnson All-Stars. I've gotten some notice from Kevin Durant of the Thunder in Oklahoma City as well. This is all an extension as Jahunkin misses his free throw attempt. In and out. It goes right back to the Gym Rats. All an extension of Japan's goal to get back on the national scene, international scene, when it comes to basketball. Hoping to field a team in 2016 in Rio. If that doesn't work, they will definitely be guaranteed a berth in the 2020 Olympics, as the host will automatically get a bid in the games in 2020 for the Summer Olympics will take place in Tokyo. So a lot riding on the team that you are watching right now against the Garland Hoyas, who have just sent Leo Bando to the line, and he makes his first. 5-11 here in the first half, and a shock on the scoreboard for some. As Banda will try to draw this, and he does, to a 1-point game. 33-32, 5:07 in ticking here in the second quarter. Garland Hoyas trying to mount some sort of offense here. Misses another shot on the roll by Rydell Shorter. Misses the rebound. Beautiful pass by Okada over into the corner. And that'll draw the foul. And you're starting to see some major frustration off the bench here for the Garland Hoyas. Not only in his team's performance, but in some of the whistles that are being blown by tonight's officiating staff of Emmanuel Burrell and Darius Caraway. And we have a tie ball game. 33-33. And Leo Bando will try to give them the first lead of the game for Shizuoka. And they do. Garland down by 1, 34-33. The Gym Rats now have taken the lead for the first time in the contest tonight with 4:50 remaining here in the first half. Rydell Shorter underneath the Connor. Over to Thomas, who's wide open from behind three. Cannot buy a bucket. You're going to find somebody at a loan office just hoping to get some sort of advance on to get a basket here. Garland Hoyas have just, their well has run dry. As Smith drives the lane from the left side and draws the foul on Trevor Connor. And that is Trevor Connor's second foul on the game. Picked up an early one as we were just underway here at the Forney Sports Complex. 4:20 remaining. No good. In and out. Hoyas will take that. As Shorter takes it up. Almost a travel there as he gets it over to Barron. Jarvis Bradley along the baseline. And the Hoyas finally get a call. Still haven't gotten a basket, but they finally get a call. It's a 1-and-1 opportunity right now as the Hoyas are in the bonus. Jarvis Bradley from the line. Makes his first. Grants him another. And we're back tied at 34. Bradley good on a second. The Hoyas regain the lead. 35-34, 4:11 remaining here in the first half. Jim Rats up the left side. Threatens to drive. Pulls back. Underneath to the big man, Simple. Looking for somewhere to go. Along the baseline. Sneaking underneath. Yoshida. And that sends him to the line on a shooting foul. Foul on number 4, Rydell Shorter. Soma Yoshida, good on his first. Tie ball game again. And the Gym Rats, as we seesaw back and forth now, have the advantage. 36-35, 3:55 remaining here in the first. Garland Hoyas have been an eternity without a basket until there. Jarvis Bradley of a ping pong type battle for the basketball. Gets the rebound and kisses it off the glass. 37-36 Hoyas. Chance of defense from the Garland Hoyas bench. And they get the call. Loose ball foul. It is going to grant possession to the Hoyas. Bruce Barron over to Thomas. Floater pass over to Shorter. From the free throw line. Beautiful. 39-36 Hoyas. 3:13 remaining here in the first. Hoyas trying to get their groove back. Yoshida over to Okada. Soma underneath. Shooting foul on that play. Correction. Got a piece of the ball and knocked it out of bounds. So an inbounds pass. Pull up, and that's a beautiful shot from Okada. 39-38 Garland Hoyas. 2:43 remaining. Bounce pass over to Barron, is left alone. Kevin Thomas, who's really left alone, sinks it from behind 3. And the Garland Hoyas have definitely refound their stroke. 2:28 remaining, 42-38. The lead is back to 4. Underneath. That pass has been working for them all game. Shot not working for Hill underneath. And he'll pick up the foul. Correction. Official saying he bounced the ball on the baseline. And we have an official timeout here. It'll be Shizuoka Gym Rats ball when we come back. 2:14 remaining here in the first half. We've got a great contest on our hands of international proportions. 42-38, Garland Hoyas 4-point advantage. Coach Paul Parker, the lovely, I don't want to call it pink jacket, but pastel jacket that he was sporting on this Valentine's Day weekend has long since come off. And he has been conferring with Emmanuel Burrell and just outright had a one-on-one face right there. Well, you have to hand it to the Shizuoka Gym Rats, who have certainly found their endurance this week. A traveling team, as we mentioned, they have no home court. Underneath along the baseline, and that is good for Haley. 42-40, 2:07 remaining here in the first half. Shorter drives up the lane. Beautiful pass, underneath. And it goes off the leg of Jarvis Bradley, and it'll be Gym Rats ball. So we were talking about the endurance of the Gym Rats. This is their 4th game this week alone. Earlier this week, they played the West Texas Whirlwinds in a loss, 83-113. Possible travel on that play, but he bounces it high, dribbles it on the way to the basket, gets the foul, banking it off the glass.
He caught it on Wolf. He caught it on Wolf.
Jarvis Bradley picks up the pushing foul and the shooting foul. It's going to be an and one opportunity for Leo. And we're tied at 42 with 140 remaining. Early in the week, they also had a loss, 30-point loss to Laredo. Played the Dallas Metro Lightning of the ABA. 8-point loss, and that was just a few nights ago. But here they are contending with the Hoyas and have a 1-point lead with 43-42, 128 remaining here. Bucket for the Hoyas from underneath. Rydell Shorter. Right now, Garland Hoyas will take any spark that they can find. Sets the pick. Leo gets the open look, doesn't take the shot. Smith air ball on that. We got a loose ball foul, though, before the rebound on Bruce Barron underneath. Correction, Jarvis Bradley picked it up. Loose ball foul. And Jarvis Bradley has some choice words on this Valentine's weekend that don't include something you might find in a Hallmark card. And a technical has been called on Alonzo Butler of the Garland Hoyas. So that'll be 2 shots uncontested and unattended from the line for the Gym Rats. And we got half the team off the bench and past the baseline. 1:05 remaining here in the first half. Tied at 44. Waiting on the technical to be played out at the line. And Leo Bando.
I gave him right one.
And then a technical has been called on number 34, Hill, who is still arguing the point and is trying to be calmed by Takuya Okada, as Bruce Barron is good on the technical. So after some double fouls and double technicals, we stand here with 46-45 Hoyas, but from downtown, the Gym Rats are good. Under a minute and ticking now, 57 seconds on the clock, 48-46 Gym Rats, and they take it back up the floor. To the right wing, bounce pass over to the point, underneath to the free throw line, stop and pop, floats it in, and it was all floating on that one. Didn't even hit, barely kissed the front of the rim. Didn't go in, but we have another conference. And another foul on the play. LaDarren Williams picks this one up, and that'll send Hill to bounce that one in. 49-46. Gym Rats with 41 seconds remaining here in the first half. What of a turn of events we have seen here in the second quarter. Clanks that one, no good on his second. Bruce Barron running it down underneath, loses possession of the ball, but hooks it in, banks it off the backboard. Bruce Barron with 30 seconds left draws it within one, 49-48. Garland Hoyas down by a point. Backing it up, wide open from the free throw line, and he is good for that, Tremont Haley. They left him just completely unattended. Whoa, a complete stop. And I don't know how that went in or who you're going to score that one to, but it goes in for the Garland Hoyas with 4 seconds remaining, out of bounds on that. Hill shakes his head. Trevor Connor says, aye. And we got a brief 30-second timeout here with 4 seconds remaining. 51-50, the Gym Rats a narrow lead here over the Garland Hoyas. Things threatening to get out of hand in one way or the other. But so far, everybody has kept their lid, minus a lovely matching set of technicals that one team earned and the other team got jealous and wanted one as well. Since that point, it has been run and gun for both teams. You do have to commend, and this is exactly what head coach Paul Parker told me before the game, the passing, the distribution, the way they worked the ball around the Shizuoka Gym Rats. They have found the open player and the open shot, and they have took it. And that has them up 51-50 with 4 seconds remaining. Goes into Barron. Barron over to Trevor Connor. Still time left. No good from three, and that will do it for an extremely thrilling first half. The Shizuoka Gym Rats right now in a bit of a stunner have a 1-point advantage, 51-50 over the Garland Hoyas. It is wrapped up for the second half. Come on, let's hear it for your Hoyas! Oh, yeah! We welcome you back here to the Forney Sports Complex in Forney, Texas for tonight's Garland Hoyas broadcast. Second half now underway, and it is going to be a competitive one as a surprise shocker. So far, 51-50. Garland Hoyas right now. Just until that basket by Melvin Allen underneath, we're trailing the Shizuoka Gym Rats of the ABA. 52-51, Garland once again, as they've switched sides, regains the advantage. Beautiful shot by Soma. And we're going to seesaw back and forth. 53-52 right now, Gym Rats. Gym Rats, so far, Shizuoka has systematically sliced their way through the Hoyas in the first half. Trailed throughout almost the entirety of the first quarter, but turned the tables in the second. There's a shot, no good there, from the left wing, rather. Right L Shorter takes it up the right side, loses the handle on that, and that goes to Okada of the Gym Rats. Long pass to Soma, who finger rolls it in. Squandered possession for the Hoyas. Puts them in a 3-point deficit. And tips. Melvin Allen regains control. Right L Shorter left all alone. Underneath, bounce pass to Trevor Connor. Off the fingertips. They're going to give the ball right back to Connor in the Hoyas. Inbounds it to Bradley. Hands it off to Melvin Allen. Back to Shorter as they reset. 8:24 remaining here as we are just underway in the second half. Jarvis Bradley tries to bank one off the glass. No good from the left side. Melvin Allen on the rebound underneath the Jarvis Bradley. Hesitates and makes it good from underneath. 54-55, Shizuoka still with a 1-point advantage over the Hoyas. Second quarter story is the Garland Hoyas could not buy a basket throughout that entire quarter. Massive dry spell that lasted just under 10 minutes. Posting up simple, the big man underneath banks it off the glass. And we got a foul on Bruce Barron, who traveled. No foul, but a travel called. As head coach and player Takuya Okada celebrates the call. And I believe gets a warning for that. Simple. In the post, drives it in, underneath, over the elbow, pass under the basket. 59-54, 5-point advantage for the Gym Rats. Right L Shorter, walking around the left wing, underneath the Bradley. Bradley looking to go somewhere with it. All the way to Bruce Barron. From behind the arc, long ways. Making it good, 7:17 remaining. 57-59. Hoyas trail by 2. Kicks it out to the corner. Walks it along the left wing. Over to Takada. Contested ball by Barron. No good on that. Takada pulls it up. And he is good for 2. The Hoyas right now getting a bit of their own medicine with some full court press from the point, and it works for him. Rydell Shorter loses the ball, and Soma finger rolls it in. Boy, fundamentals are the absolute bedrock of this Gym Rats team as Shorter tries to do a spin on the drive, and he picks up a foul. First team foul of the quarter on the Gym Rats. Long pass to Bruce Barron. Fadeaway shot as he was traveling left to right on that. No good. He goes down and he's wincing a bit. No good on the transition. Melvin Allen back to Bruce Barron, who gets sandwiched in between 2 Gym Rats. And they're going to give the ball back to the Hoyas on that. Foul on Takuya Okada. Barron inbounds. Shorter. Stationary with the ball. 6:10 and counting. 57-63, Garland Hoyas down by 6. Trevor Connor works it to the right. Literally hands it to Jarvis Bradley, who takes the shot. No good on that, but Melvin Allen underneath on the rebound, tries to dunk it in, can't get it good, can't get it on the rebound again. 2 opportunities for Melvin Allen on that, came up literally short on both. 63-57, Shizuoka with the lead. Bit of a surprise as this was supposed to be a tune-up game, an exhibition of sorts as the Hoyas get ready for next week's start of the NEBA playoffs as Bruce Barron draws the foul. Okada gets in a bit of foul trouble, and he'll come out. Coming into the game for the Hoyas, LaDarren Williams. LaDarren, a whiz on defense for the Garland Hoyas, and you got to think that's head coach Paul Parker's play right now to slow down this Gym Rats team. But the Garland Hoyas slowing it down for them. The errant pass from Rydell Shorter to Melvin Allen on that. And you're seeing some frustration, certainly, from the Hoyas. (63-57), 5:18 here in the third. Goes over to Simple. Simple looking somewhere to go, drives along the baseline, turns, pivots, shoots, no good. In and out on the front. Rydell Shorter, and that's contested by Soma, knocks it out of bounds. Well, the Garland Hoyas, when they try to take it full court, contested every step of the way. And Soma Yoshida, number 21 that you see right there, has certainly been a master and a thorn in the side of Rydell Shorter. Coach Paul Parker trying to get some subs in, but that was not a sub opportunity. Rydell Shorter drives from the left side. No. Bang to the floor. You could essentially call that on two different Gym Rats. But either way, sends it to the line. Foul officially on number 44, Dante Smith. Rydell Shorter hoping to get some points for the Hoyas. And Shorter was short off the front rim. 4:55 remaining. Hoyas down by 6. Too far the other way, clinks it off the back. Jarvis Bradley with the rebound, but he had a foul on that and the effort to grab it. And that'll give the ball right back to the Gym Rats, who right now are in control of this game. Behind the back pass to Smith, who lays it in from the left side. And the foul. And that's another foul on Jarvis Bradley. Third foul on Jarvis Bradley. Dante Smith will try to make it a three-point play. And he will not. Jarvis Bradley with the rebound. 65-57, Gym Rats. 4:35 remaining here in the third. Charlie Shorter now into the game for his brother Rydell at the point. Spins around, turns around. He's looking for a lane. Dishes it off into the corner. No good for Rydell Shorter, who, correction, is still in the game. But the effort underneath makes the basket good for the Hoyas. They draw back within 6. 65-59. 4:11 remaining in the third. Scrum for the ball. 2 players for the Gym Rats go down. Long cross-court pass that goes too far. Out of bounds. And a timeout for the Gym Rats. As 2 of their players connected under the basket, both giving the thumbs up. No subs into the game for the Gym Rats. Coach Paul Parker having a bit of a conversation with a few of the Garland Hoyas there. Certainly wants to see a little more precise of an effort from his team, as precision has been the main MO for the Gym Rats all throughout the game. Short on that one underneath. And we got a push-off foul. Number 55, Bruce Barron, picks up that one. Foul was away from the play. It comes in for Rydell Shorter. Inbounds pass to the big guy underneath. Pulls it up. No good for Simple. get their own rebound underneath. As LaDarren Williams right now feels like he's on an island all alone. The only one vying for those rebound opportunities. As the Gym Rats right now, heavy on the ledger as far as rebounding. Off the fingertips of LaDarren Williams. But I believe that went and made some contact off a simple of the Gym Rats in the process. Bruce Barron underneath, can't make it stick. 3:15 remaining here, 65-59. Garland Hoyas trailing by 6. From behind the arc, bit of a lateral shot, no good, but they get the rebound yet again, which has been the big story. Passing and rebounding. Stretching the lead to 8. Hoyas make that one count. 67-61. 2:44 and clicking here in the third. An uphill fight so far for the Hoyas. We got a foul. Coach Paul Parker barking for a timeout right now. He goes all the way out to center court in the circle to earn it. Full timeout for the Garland Hoyas right here. 2:38 remaining in the third quarter. Garland Hoyas down by 6, 67-61 as they try to claw their way back into this one. We're here live in 40, Texas at the 40 Sports Complex. Shizuoka Gym Rats right now. And I'm going to let head coach Paul Parker do some of the commentary for this game because that is the story. Rebounding, boxing out, and defense, and the lack thereof from the Garland Hoyas so far. This is not an official NEBA game, as the fadeaway shot from Smith is good. Extends the lead to 8, 69-61 for the Gym Rats. Charlie Shorter grabs the foul. Ayumi Yamaneshi grabs the foul for the Gym Rats. 2:23 remaining here in the third. Inbounds to Charlie Shorter. Tries to work it around. Leans back on the shot, no good. It is short. Rebound by the Gym Rats. Yet another rebound to their tally. Underneath to Simple. Simple drives along the baseline. And he is almost unstoppable. 6'8" out of Wiley College in Marshall, Texas. Sylvester Simple right now as Jarvis Bradley pivots and pulls. No good on the effort. 2:22. 71-61. Garland Hoyas down by 10. Well, this was scheduled to be a bit of a tune-up game to keep the legs going underneath the Garland Hoyas as they head into next weekend's Final Four for the New Era Basketball Association playoffs. They will take on in 1 week the Austin Knights, who they split the series with. As Bruce Barron pulls up from 3 and pulls up too short. A running effort, and he runs right through Ayumi Yamanashi. He was on a track meet. 2:05 remaining. That extends the Gym Rats lead to 12, 73-61 as this game is starting to get out of hand. 30-second timeout for head coach Paul Parker as he's starting to burn through some of these. Halftime was not enough. I will tell you, just as an observer, halftime, for what it's worth, as teams typically do, Garland Hoyas headed to their locker room, certainly rewriting the script on the game plan a little bit by head coach Paul Parker on how they need to attack this Shizuoka offense. But the Gym Rats and coach and player Takuya Okada stayed out on the court at their end, practicing plays. Didn't need the grease board at all. Just did it real time in real life and used the 10-minute intermission to brush up on their fundamentals, which, as you can see, are precise and sound, and Hoyas coach Paul Parker certainly said was going to be their main attribute in tonight's game. Big dish over to Rydell Shorter from behind the arc. No good on that. And the dry spell has reconvened for the Garland Hoyas, who can't get a shot to fall even after the play. Charlie Shorter, no luck. We got a foul on number 44, Dante Smith. And that gives him 5. And there's some conferring between the officials and the coaches. Well, this is certainly being more than they expected to bite off for the Garland Hoyas against the Shizuoka Gym Rats. More than just a tune-up game. And we're back underway. 1:53 and ticking here in the third. Has a beautiful hook shot by Steve Johunkin from the free throw area elbow. Goes in. And sends him to the line to make it a three-point play. As they reset the clock to 1:44 remaining here in the third quarter. So ultimately, what has been decided, and we appreciate your patience as we all dig out our dusty rule books and decide how many fouls keep somebody in or out of the game. 5 fouls ultimately will be a foul out. For number 44, Dante Smith, he had 4 fouls and tacked on a technical. I'm still not 100% sure if we're going to see him back in the game or not, though. He's not currently on the floor. Johunkin, no good on that effort. 73-63, 1:40 remaining here in the third quarter.
Come on, get on the roof, don't give him no space.
Chance from the Garland Hoyas bench. And we got a double team and we got a jump ball. And that is going to put Leo Bando up against
Hey, let's work, fellas.
now possession's going to shift. My correction. Back to the Gym Rats, who snuck in a timeout. Spin around underneath the baseline, kicks it all the way out to the left corner. Back to Leo. Leo Bando, who is just right now being swarmed by Steve Johunkin. And that earned a turnover. Fantastic defense, a big step up by the Garland Hoyas. Charlie Shorter loops one over to Bruce Barron, who tries to go underneath the baseline, gets his own rebound, and gets the put in. Some fire shown by the Garland Hoyas here with 1:03 remaining here in the third quarter. 73-65. Gym Rats still maintain the advantage. Driving along the baseline, and he stepped out of bounds. Correction, foul on the play. He was pushed. He did have some assistance on that by Steve Johunkin. Inbounds pass, Gym Rats ball. And there's that patented trying to drive underneath the basket. Fouled on the way up by LaDarren Williams. And that'll send Sylvester Simple to the line. $73-65. And it'll stay that way. Gym Rats with the lead with 43 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Coach Paul Parker changing up the defense. They get their own rebound. Bruce Barron, some contact on the effort for the rebound. Somo Yoshida tending to his lower lip. Got a bit of a contact from Bruce Barron. 43 seconds still remaining. Underneath to Soma. Rolls it off the back iron. No good. Charlie Shorter trying to work it up the left far side. Left wing gets the pick off of LaDarren Williams. Doesn't clear much room for him. To Alonzo Butler. Over to Bruce Barron. Tries to clear up a shot for himself. All the way against in the corner to Steve Johunkin. And they're going to call a charge on Johunkin. Leo had his foot planted. And with 18 seconds remaining, 73-65. It is going to be Jim Rat's ball as they continue their lead in this game. Charlie Shorter. Steal by Johunkin. Underneath, step and in. 7 seconds remaining. Loses the ball again. Charlie Shorter dives for it. Long prayer of a pass, and it goes out as time expires. And that will do it for Hoyas! As we begin the fourth quarter, we are now underway here in Forney, Texas at the Sports Complex. 73-67, the Shizuoka Gym Rats earned themselves a foul and have earned a 6-point lead over the Hoyas in this surprising international affair tonight. The team from Japan, an integral part to the Japanese international basketball effort as they try to build a team for this upcoming Olympics. No good on that 1-and-1, but Bruce Barron takes the rebound and puts it in for 2. They draw within 4, 73-69 here at the early onset of the fourth quarter. Some heavy chase by Charlie Shorter on Takuya Okada, and that forces a turnover. Johunkin grabs it and lays it in. Garland Hoyas fighting back right now. Full court press has earned them some opportunities, but it has left Leo wide open, who does not take the shot. Bruce Barron, tip pass, and lays it in off the glass. And they're on a run, and that calls for a timeout. The Gym Rats pause the action and try to catch their breath as the Garland Hoyas, within this first minute of the fourth quarter, have tied the game at 73-all. Well, Coach Paul Parker, when we were talking about the upcoming next weekend's NEBA playoffs, said, you know what? We'll come home with a trophy if we do 2 things. If we play defense and box out. That's it. Those are the keys for next weekend's effort. Well, that is certainly something in the first 3 quarters they've had issues with during this game. But here at the onset of the fourth quarter, they revamped, recharge, and reset the score as we are 73-all. 9:13 left here in regulation. It'll be Jim Rat's ball and a full court press for the Hoyas. Bruce Barron giving chase. LaDarren Williams, the defensive master himself. They get it across the stripe, though it was close. Underneath, and we got a foul on the Hoyas. That'll go on Steve Johunkin, who's earned more than a couple here in this second half. That'll give a 1-and-1. And once again puts number 9, Leo Bando, at the line. He's good on the first, earns the second. Trying to make this a 1-possession, 2-point lead. And he does. 8:51 and counting left here in the fourth quarter. 75-73, Garland Hoyas down by 2. Charlie Shorter driving on the left side, underneath. What an amazing effort as it kisses the glass off the baseline. Charlie Shorter makes it go home and even earns a trip, a little vacation spot he'll enjoy to make it a 3-point effort from the free throw line. Tied at 75. No longer. Garland Hoyas back in the lead. 76-75. Double team effort underneath. Granny rolls it over to LaDarren Williams. My goodness gracious. The defensive tandem and effort by Charlie Shorter and LaDarren Williams turning into the beautiful give and go. They are stopping them just past the center line. Along the baseline, he steps. No good on that. Charlie Shorter, bounce pass. Oh, Steve Johunkin was not ready for it. Nobody was. And that gives a uncontested, easy effort to Sylvester Slimple underneath. Bruce Barron with a teardrop. No good. Gets the rebound. Underhand dishes it. And that's going to go, after much fanfare, to Shizuoka. Dramatics by Darius Caraway earned quite a bit of a performance by head coach Paul Parker. I don't know, but I'm thinking a Broadway tandem may be developing right there on the two thespionic performances by those two. Meanwhile, Soma left unattended right there underneath the basket. Let's get back to basketball here and not theater. 7:30 remaining with the whistle blowing and a stoppage in play. In the process of all that, 79-78, the Gym Rats return to their 1-point lead.
He on the line. He on the line.
Foul on number 9, Leo Banda of the Gym Rats. And that gives a 1-on-1 effort for Steve Johunkin, who's had some issue from the charity stripe this evening.
He sure has.
Trying to even up the tally here, and he does.
About time.
Tied at 79. And it'll stay that way, off the front of the rim. Alonzo Butler contesting for the rebound on that over and super band-like effort from LaDarren Williams, who went to go grab that. And a long shot from Charlie Shorter. Give him 3 because he earns it. Garland Hoyas, 82-79 lead. Biggest lead that they've had since the early parts of the second quarter. Over to Soma. Leo slows it down. Sets the pick. And we got a reach-in foul. That'll send Leo Bando to the line. Bruce Barron getting very close to foul out trouble. And that'll send him back to the bench as Keenan Gaskin comes in. Leo has just been money from the line. And take that one to the bank as well. 7 minutes even remaining here in regulation. 82-81. Shizuoka Gym Rats draw within 1 point. Shorter walks it up. If you've noticed in this second half, there has been a shift in the defense as we got an over-the-back foul on Shizuoka. That's going to be called on Ayumi Yamanashi. And that puts Steve Johunkin back to the line, who's getting a chance to in-game practice free throws. But Takuya Okada has changed up the tactics for the Gym Rats when it comes to their defense. Early in the game, and certainly in the second quarter when the tide turned for the Hoyas, good on a second, they were employing the full court, or at least the point guard to point guard position, full court defense. That has since relaxed, and the Hoyas have taken advantage of it. That combined with some excellent defense by the Hoyas as Leo walks around, finds himself wide open. He couldn't even believe it. Ball goes in and out, no good. Charlie Shorter lost him on that play, but Leo lost his opportunity to make that one good. Shorter draws the foul. And that goes on Soma Yoshida. As we are now back and forth as far as sending people to the foul line. 6:18 remaining here on the clock. Good on the first one for Shorter. And Shorter's going to try to make this a 4-point game with this effort from the charity stripe. And he does. 85-81 Garland Hoyas. Heavy contest by Keenan Gaskin. They get the ball loose and break away. Into the corner. All alone is Haley. And he sinks it from downtown. The big man didn't see that one coming, and neither did Takuya Okada, who stood up in jubilation and somewhat mystified. Along the baseline. Big dish out all the way to Alonzo Butler, who works it to the left side. Elbows his way. Contested pass. And Charlie Shorter walks it back. Oh, no, look, beautiful pass to Keenan Gaskin, who's good underneath the basket. That was pretty. 5:30 remaining. Steve Joe Honkins slaps that one away. Oh, floats it to Darren Williams. Full court defense certainly working magic and been the tail of the second half, and that is, I was about to say a charge, but go ahead and take that one back. And we got a technical. I wasn't the only one that was a little bit confused. Blocking foul on Alonzo Butler. And then we have a technical called on Alonzo Butler. So uncontested. And he does not convert it with 5:15 remaining. 89-86, Garland Hoyas cling to a 3-point lead. 2-point lead as Alonzo Butler stays in the game. Oh, just subbed out. And that'll give the first minutes of the game to Mr. Trey Fountain in this effort. So Butler out, Trey Fountain in. Now to shoot the free throws on the actual play that developed. Bounces in and out. 89-87.
It's only one free throw. The bucket went in.
5:15 remaining. Bit of a confusion on the play. He only had one free throw opportunity for that, as it was an and one opportunity. Easy to get confused with the duo and tandem of technicals that were issued on the play. Shorter from the right side. Picked a pocket away on the way to Johunkin. That goes to Simple. Back over to Yoshida. Drives around the far side. The pick. Gets some clearance. Leo drives down the lane. Off the glass. Lots of air on that one. And it comes home for them. We are tied at 89 with 4:41 left in the fourth. Driving the lane, Trey Fountain dishes it off to Steve Johunkin. They proclaim themselves the Splash Brothers of the Garland Hoyas, those two. And they certainly connect on that play. The collision on the far side will give the possession back to the Garland Hoyas. Bounces it into Fountain. Back to Shorter. Down underneath in the post. Short Rebound underneath for the Hoyas, kicks it back out to Fountain. Fountain slows it down to the near side. And all on his lonesome. Charlie Shorter can't make it go. But slapping the rebound away. Great effort underneath. And he is certainly doing some damage. Steve Johunkin underneath the basket. Driving the lane. Oh, taking a tumble underneath and getting the foul. Soma Yoshida puts a lot of sweat in that, maybe a little blood, and that'll definitely put him to the line. Foul called on LaDarren Williams. 3:41 remaining, and it is anybody's game at this point. Misses the first. That'll keep it at 93-89. And an official call on the play. Technical foul issued on the play against the Gym Rats. That puts Charlie Shorter to the line. And he'll add a few points to the tally. 94-89, 3:41. I believe that was an illegal substitution on the Shizuoka Gym Rats.
Yo, he missed a second.
No good on his eventual second opportunity. As he is a huge pick by Keenan Gaskin on that play. Wow, Shizuoka Gym Rat Soma got his clock clean and still hasn't recovered to get back to Shorter, who kicks it out to Fountain. Another Gym Rat goes sliding across the floor. 3:11 remaining. As along the baseline in the corner, Steve Johunkin looking for help. Kicks it back to the left wing. Back to Johunkin. Pick is set by Gaskin. Down underneath the Gaskin over the top. Oh, and he misses on the dunk. You couldn't have drawn that up any better. Can't finish it with 2:46 remaining. 94-89. Garland Hoyas cling to a 5-point advantage. They've certainly settled down this game in their favor. Down underneath to the big man Simple, and he is fouled on the play. Foul going to be on Steve Johunkin. It was getting quite dangerous to be in fouling out territory. And Simple is good on his first. And I do believe that'll be it for Steve Johunkin. Now they're negating that first free throw, as they were in some discussions and clarifications on whether or not Steve Johunkin could continue. He could not. Out of the game with 5 fouls. As we have heavily addressed earlier, that 5 fouls will be it for tonight's effort. And he's no good on the first 1-and-1, so that does make a big change and big difference with 2:25 remaining in the fourth. That would have made it a 3-point game, as Bruce Barron efforts his way to the basket and into a foul. And a foul on number 44, Dante Smith. And that'll be it for Smith on the evening. Smith, number 44, was the subject in question that we had the large debate over in the first place at the beginning of the half on how many fouls constituted an ejection of the game. So finally he earns his 5th and will ride the pine for the rest of the evening. Speaking of 5s, number 55, Bruce Barron, makes his first. Drives the lead to 5. And with 2:18 remaining in the fourth, 96-90. Garland Hoyas now with a 6-point advantage, their largest since early in the second quarter. Working it underneath. And a beautiful fadeaway on the shot by Leo, who has had a very, very nice game tonight. Well over 20 points in his effort, and certainly has been money from the charity stripe. Under 2 minutes now here in regulation as the Garland Hoyas try to slow it down and take their time. And we have got a major mismatch in the backcourt as the 6'8" Sylvester Simple was trying to size up on Charlie Shorter. Long pass, almost intercepted, but it wasn't Bruce Barron. Oh, in and out from three. It almost counted. Can we at least give him half a point? Loose ball foul on the rebound on Trey Fountain. And that'll send Sylvester Simple to the line. 6'8". Sylvester Simple is listed. I question that. I think that's a very conservative emphasis. Not good. And that causes Charlie Shorter, who goes all the way down. Oh, circles around the drain and doesn't go down the pipe. That one does on the transition. That draws it within 4. 1:13 remaining here in the fourth. 96-94 rather. 2-point lead as Trey Fountain charges and catches an eyeball of one of the gym rats, but no call. Long pass in conversion. He seems fine now. Finger rolls it in. No foul on this. 55 seconds remaining. 96. We are tied here with 50 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. It's a matter of possessions now. Trey Fountain tries to go down the left side, draws the foul on the play. Heads up play by Trey Fountain. 44.6 seconds left on the scoreboard. Tie 6. Garland Hoyas stretch it to 1. And it's a one-possession game, 2-point lead for the Hoyas. 43 seconds and counting, 98-96. Driving the lane and uncontested, as he has now done that 3 times, almost in succession. Number 20, Ayumi Yamanashi. Tied at 98, 30 seconds exactly. Charlie Shorter dribble drives all the way down and rolls it in. That is clutch, ladies and gentlemen. Garland Hoyas now swarming them in the backcourt. Underneath, behind the back pass, along the baseline. Draws the foul. Hoyas wanted a travel call. Instead, it's a shooting foul. As with 11 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter, Garland Hoyas 100, Shizuoka Gym Rats 98. Soma at the line. As Rydell Shorter, the starter point guard, returns for the Hoyas. Good on his first. And a timeout called for the Shizuoka Gym Rats. A 30-second timeout called by coach and player Takaya Okada. What is odd about that and interesting, with 11.6 seconds remaining here in regulation, Coach Paul Parker, who was out of timeouts, was asking one of the officials if he had any left, if he could call one. And almost at his bequest, Okada complied. A 1-point game with 11.6 seconds remaining. Well, what a game we have seen tonight. What a difference in styles. And what a surprising effort we have seen from the Shizuoka Gym Rats, who have to be commended regardless of tonight's final outcome. on their 4th game in this week alone, as Melvin Allen gets ready to come in for these final 11 seconds. Still 1 shot left from the line. Hoyas fans, now's the time to hear from you. Come on, let's hear it for your Hoyas. Come on, make some noise. Selma could tie it up here with 11.6 seconds remaining. 100-99. And he does. Tied at the century mark for both teams, and it is a timeout, as Coach Paul Parker had one in his pocket. They are not giving it to Coach Paul Parker quite yet. Kevin Thomas into the game. It is Thomas, Shorter, Jarvis Bradley, and Melvin Allen trying to get across the court. Brother-to-brother pass with 5 seconds remaining. Underneath, Charlie Shorter from long range. No! And a game that was supposed to be, quite honestly, well handled by the Garland Hoyas. Not to say that they haven't, but more saying that the Shizuoka Gym Rats have rose to the occasion tonight and have certainly came to play tonight. So we go into this extra time, this final period, 5 minutes left here in the first overtime period to settle the score between these two very diametrically schemed teams. An international conflict right now playing before you here at the Forney Sports Complex just outside of downtown Dallas, Texas. Well, however you've been enjoying today's game, you certainly have been able to soak up every bit of the drama throughout every second of this one. Whether it's been on the Garland Hoyas YouTube channel, at garlandhoyas.com, you have certainly got your money's worth for today's game. As we will go to the center circle, and it'll be Sylvester Simple up against Melvin Allen. 6'7" against 6'8". In 6'8" frame, a Simple wins the jump. It goes to the Gym Rats. Kicks it out to the corner. Looking for somewhere to go, but Rydell Shorter is all on him along the baseline. Oh, rising up to get his own rebound, but can't get the put in. Hoyas ball. Long pass along the far side. Kicks it out to the corner. Long shot from downtown. Counted for 3. What a money shot by Kevin Thomas. 103-100. 4:27 remaining here in the overtime period. We have an official timeout. As Haley of the Gym Rats has come up hobbling, but he is staying in the game. Back underway, 103-100. Hoyas with a 3-point advantage. 4:19 remaining, driving the baseline. Melvin Allen was there to greet him rather unkindly. Getting the stuff. Garland Hoyas working back up. Kevin Thomas feeling it from downtown. Count them again, ladies and gentlemen. A double feature from beyond the arc. 106-100 and a timeout stoppage of play on behalf of the Gym Rats. Kevin Thomas, senior, 6'2" shooting guard out of Mountain View College, has had nothing but a clear view from behind the three-point arc today. Certainly taking command in this overtime period. 3:58 remaining here in the first overtime. Woo! Late November, 131-103 in a blowout victory on home court, and then losing down in Austin, 91-96. Head coach Paul Parker told me before the game, you know, they do have 2 losses on their ledger against the experienced and against the Austin Knights. But really, the 2 losses are on them, meaning they gave those games away. That could turn into bulletin board material going into the playoffs. But we have this to contend with first, as Leo looks to find somebody to help him for the Gym Rats. Over to Soma, drives the lane, and draws the foul. Foul on Kevin Thomas Sr., who's had the spotlight shining on him this entire overtime. Sadly, shined on him right there for the foul. Sends him to the line. Soma good on the first. The first points of the overtime period come from the free throw line. Over a minute in for the Gym Rats. Soma's good on both. 106-102, 3:40 remaining here in overtime. Rydell Shorter kicks it over to the corner. Bradley underneath, down under. Shorter just left alone. Like people forgot he was there, but couldn't convert and finish on the 3-point attempt. The brothers Shorter currently in for the Garland Hoyas. Down to the elbow, kicks it out all the way to the corner. Long range shot, no good for Haley. That was ill-advised. Certainly the Gym Rats have played sounder basketball there, as a beautiful ballet of left to right and off the glass goes in for Rydell Shorter, and the Hoyas are running away with it with 2:53 remaining here in overtime, 108-102. Oh my. Not to be outdone. We've certainly seen some steps and hops tonight from Leo Bando of the Gym Rats. 108-104. The Gym Rats still well within striking distance with 2:30 now left in overtime. Charlie Shorter setting him up. Driving down the lane and rolls it in. He could have just served that on a platter and had time to take an order on the way. Trying to set the pick on Shorter. Leo spins around, frees himself up, kicks it out. Doesn't take the shot, drives down the lane, tries to finger roll it in, but he was short and underneath the rim. Shorter right now, bounce pass to Jarvis Bradley, who serves it in and gives the Hoyas an 8-point lead. 112-104, largest lead so far and largest differential of the overtime period. 147 remaining here in overtime. And we got a foul on the play. Foul on Kevin Thomas. Earns a trip to the line for Sylvester Simple, who makes his first. And second. 112-106, 145 remaining. Rydell Shorter. Midcourt pick by Jarvis Bradley. Underneath the legs, tries to drive the lane, gets stopped. Turns around to his brother, gives it to Kevin Thomas, who's behind the arc, can't make it good, and 3 for 3 for Thomas on three-point land in the fourth overtime. As it is no good right now, we're just getting some errant shots. Jarvis Bradley, two-hand layup in. 114-106 with 109 remaining, Garland Hoyas. Got to be honest with you, it looks like Shizuoka right now is gassed. Nowhere to go with the ball. Leo hands it over to the right wing from the corner, from behind the arc, and that is well short. Head coach Paul Parker yelling, don't stop playing. From behind, too long on the shot. Kevin Thomas with the rebound. Kicks it over, and oh my goodness, over the back foul that pinballs Rydell Shorter into the Gym Rats' Ayumi Yamanashi. That was a lot of momentum as Simple barrels and earns himself a technical. correction on the play. The technical being assessed on Garland.
Hey, don't worry about it. I slide that big nigga. I slide it.
Leo is good on the first opportunity. All alone from the line on the technical. 40 seconds remaining. 114-106 makes it a 7-point game. Correction, the scoreboard catches up, and we are 114-108 with 40 seconds. Rydell Shorter, as we have some air traffic control right now being played out by LaDarren Williams on the Garland Hoyas bench. A moment of levity here in the waning moments. Rydell Shorter, true from the charity stripe. As we have an official timeout, everybody going to collect their heads a little bit. With 40 seconds remaining here in the first overtime. 115-108. Well, the traveling team from Shizuoka, Japan. Shorter from the free throw line. Gives them an 8-point lead. 116-108. 40.2 seconds remaining on the clock. It'll be an inbounds pass, and getting the first. And you see him right there. First moments with the ball and minutes of the game right now for the Gym Rats. Moimititsu. If he'd been in all game, I would have had a better handle on that last name. So we got a foul on the play as the Gym Rats try to slow it down. 24 seconds remaining. 116-111. Foul's going to be on Somo Yoshida. Number 17, Yuma Moimititsu. Trey Fountain. In and out. 116-111 Hoyas, but they get the ball back on the rebound. And we have another foul called. Leo Bando. Going to be a lot of starting and stopping. This will be the longest 20.4 seconds of the entire game. As the Hoyas up by 5. And it'll stay that way after Charlie Shorter misses his first. In and out, rolls around the back, loops out on a second. The tactic is working so far, and that is what we have seen, a systematic tactical approach by the Gym Rats. Gave way to a frantic shot by Bando from behind the arc. As Haley picks up the foul on that. 10 seconds remaining. 116 Hoyas, 111 Gym Rats. There's a very cool moment right now between Hoyas coach Paul Parker and Shizuoka guard Leo Bando. Leo has had an amazing game for the Gym Rats as Kevin Thomas makes it a 6-point lead. 10 seconds when the ball hits remaining. And that one is good. 118, 111, 10 seconds. And an ill-advised foul on the play by Kevin Thomas. Trying to speed it down the court. The Gym Rats end up picking the foul. And that sends Soma to the line. And he has been money as well from the line. You expect a team that has laser-guided accuracy when it comes to the tactical side of the game to be great from the free throw line, and they have tonight. It has done them well. 118-113. 7.2 remaining on the clock.
Free throws, don't foul again. Don't foul.
Kevin Thomas, who had the first 6 points of this overtime period. Good on his first.
No foul.
Helped the Hoyas get a leg up at the beginning of overtime. Good on his second. 7.2 seconds remaining. 120-113. They try to run uncontested. They don't want to foul, so they give them the basket to Jarvis Bradley, and that will do it, ladies and gentlemen. What a game for your Garland Hoyas.